came out at night, who could only be destroyed with a silver bullet. But Danny and his brother were almost destroyed by something else. People who exhibited them in cages as real-life Wolfmen. For centuries, the wolf has been a symbol of evil, prowling by night, hungry for blood. And the basis for the age-old myth of the werewolf, popularized in Hollywood. And carnival barkers have had no shortage of werewolf shows, from bearded ladies to Jojo, the dog-faced boy. All were marketed as real-life werewolves. Pay your money and take a look. We all know the legend. The moon grows full, and the werewolf transforms from man to beast, fierce, uncontrollable, unstoppable. But what if it wasn't the light of the moon, but rather genetics that gave the werewolf such awesome powers? From far away, Danny Ramos Gomez looks like any other circus performer. Look a little closer, and you'll quickly realize why Danny is known as the Wolfman. He has a condition called hypertrichosis, in which the body produces an abnormal amount of hair.
Tell me about your hair. Is it fine or is it thick?
Sometimes people who touch me say that the hair on my face is finer than the hair on my head. That's what they say. Touch me.
It's very soft. Softer than on your head.
23-year-old Danny and his 26-year-old brother Larry are known for their daredevil feats in a Mexican circus. But when they were little, it was different. They were part of a freak show, and they were known as Los Niños Lobos, the wolf children, and exhibited like animals.
They kept them locked up and they wouldn't let them come out until showtime. And they were locked up inside a trailer. They couldn't even go near the curtains like real wolves.
Early on, you were featured as a freak in this carnival. How did that make you feel?
I don't remember that because I was very little.
Danny may not recall his early years, but Mundo, whose father owned another circus, will never forget.
So they were in a cage inside and they were sitting in two chairs. Just like that, I told you, just like that. So I told my father about it. And I said, you know, the saddest part of this is they never going to be out of this cage, right? They're going to be in this cage forever.
Mundo convinced his father to get the brothers out of those cages and to train them in the circus arts.
We began working as magicians, then I started on the trampoline, and from the trampoline I went on to become a trapeze artist. Everything I know is from following Mundo.
You don't want to be featured as a freak.
No, because I am an artist.
Besides his excessive hair, Danny is by all other accounts normal. But there are still people who view him as a freak.
They perceive him as a wolf, actually as a person from another world. And they insult him, they say things to him, and they howl at him.
They do speak badly to me, but I don't take it seriously. I know who I am inside.
What is it like having so much hair?
For my life, it is normal, just like anyone else. I play football, I play video games, I go to the movies. I am the same as everybody, except what you see on my face, that's all.
Danny himself is perhaps the least affected by the way he looks. He spent most of his life around circus folk like Mundo and Mundo's son, Robbie, who accept him inside and out.
Robbie, what do you think of Danny?
That he's great.
Really? He looks different.
He looks like another people, but he's my family.
Now, when you first saw him, you were scared.
I thought something was going to happen because first I believed in monsters and wolves and everything.
So you would tell the children, don't be afraid, huh?
Yeah. He likes kids.
Children are Danny's greatest fans. During his performances, he mesmerizes them with his skills as much as his appearance.
He's a human being, and since he is a human being, he ought to be respected.
Geneticist Dr. Luis Figuera of Mexico's Center for Biomedical Research is an expert in hypertrichosis. He has studied people with the condition, like this baby, for more than 20 years.
It's pretty shocking the first time you see it.
They call it the werewolf syndrome.
Yes, that is the name that the media give them, because to people who don't know, it very much brings to mind the images of werewolves, but really it is hypertrichosis. This has no connection with the moon or any connection with wolves.
Dr. Figuera's research on why his patients can't stop growing hair could one day help those who can't grow it at all.
If we could identify the factor or the reason why hair grows beyond what is expected, it would be another step to understanding and perhaps helping solve the problem of baldness.
Over the years, Dr. Figuera has collected blood samples from Danny's family to map the hypertrichosis gene.
This kind of hypertrichosis, as shown in this family, is very rare. As far as I know, there are 2 or 3 families in the world.
How does it start?
We believe that this is a gene which was functioning a long time ago in the evolution of man, when primates were becoming men.
In prehistoric times, man's ancestors needed lots of hair to keep warm. But as humans evolved, genes that weren't necessary for survival mutated and were turned off. Dr. Figuera believes that in Danny's family, the gene for hypertrichosis was somehow accidentally turned back on.
In his family, there are at least 5 generations with this problem. I would say that there are about 20 affected persons in the family, including men and women.
Coming up next, meet Danny's relatives, including his daughter. Did she inherit the gene? And then there's Lucy, Danny's girlfriend.